there. This is Nancy Marco with Connecting You with Yourself, Intentional, Multi-Level, Mindful Yoga. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you'll come back again and again. So today I thought I would focus on low back. I did a little too much yard work and my back is just a wee bit tight. And so that's what this class is going to be focused on, is building those muscles around the hips and the pelvis, buttocks, strengthening the core, and just getting us moving. We'll also touch upon some other stuff on the body. So grab your mat, make sure you have some water. Blocks are always nice. Blanket, maybe a ball is nice too. And let's go to the mat. Yoga is about union between the mind, heart, and the body. We're going to focus on that throughout our practice. But before we start our centering, which we do every time, I just want to invite you to take your feet a little bit wider than your hips and just bring some movement. So soften your knees and sway your arms, twisting at your waist, and just get a sense of how your body feels. Lift the top of your head tall. Let your hands be loose. If you like, you can let the back of your hands touch the back of your opposite hip. And then bring awareness to just your feet on the floor, your shoulders, top of your head. And then slowly bring those arms up and bring it into a lateral movement. So just stretching through the fingertips, keeping the belly button pulled into the spine. And start bringing in that mindfulness. So notice how you're moving. No competition here at yoga. We're all unique individuals. No performing, no competing. And then you can start taking your gaze up over your extended arm, turning your neck and just noticing how you're holding your shoulders, how it feels to stretch the sides of your body. And then coming to still, bring those arms up overhead, or if your back is really sore, bring your fist to your kidney points, draw your shoulders down, and just lift your heart. Otherwise, hands overhead. We're just keeping our knees soft, lifting our heart, and dropping our shoulders down, just getting a sense of where your back is, how your feet feel, how your knees, your legs. And then with your exhale, open your arms wide, let your palms face the ceiling. Relax your shoulders out of the ears, soften your knees even more. Fold at your hip crease and come halfway down. Bring those hands to the thighs and elongate through the crown of your head and blossom through your tailbone. And here, just bend your knees and straighten them. And just get a feel for how your knees, your thighs, your hamstrings, how they feel. You're going to be responsible for yourself, especially on Zoom yoga, to not do too much, but to not do too little. You want your practice to be something meaningful for you. So right now, we're not worried about our breath too much. We're just noticing, how are we showing up for practice? And then keep the knees bent. Bring your belly down to your thighs. Drop your hands down. Maybe you're on fingertips. Maybe you grab blocks. Maybe that's your stopping point. If it feels okay, drop your head down and then pulse, lifting up the hips and dropping them down. So bringing stretch awareness into our feet, into our calves, still in our knees. And we're going to come to still and see if you can lift your sitting bones just a little bit higher. Maybe grab your forearms and just shake your head a little bit. dumping out any head trash, any negative thoughts, any I can't, any distractions of the past or the future. Inviting yourself to come to the mat, to come to your practice. Just stretching our low back by lifting our hips, straightening our knees without losing the connection between our thighs and our belly. And then here, find your breath, your inhale and your exhale. Bring it in and out through the nostrils. If you need to exhale through your mouth, go ahead. Give yourself what you need. Let yourself feel the blood rushing to your head, your teeth, your gums, your pineal, making your cheeks rosy. And then release the elbows if you even grab them. Bring your hands into fists, bend your knees, and inhale as you roll up with contracted abs. And come back to standing. I'm going to start out in a mountain pose for our centering practice. Take your right heel to the inside of your left foot, and then pivot on the ball of your foot and align the outsides of your feet. That should set your feet right under your hips. And then think about bringing your shoulders over the hips, kissing them gently down and back, and then stacking your ears over your shoulders. So you're in a nice straight line. You can roll the shoulders back, open the palms. That's going to help to open up the chest, going to make breathing a little bit easier. And just feel yourself reaching towards the ceiling, grounding down into the floor. So our centering practice today comes from Lynn Rulo. It's a Kundalini breath practice, and it is centered on the Enneagram point 8. The journey from contraction to expansion. So noticing maybe areas in your life where you're trying to control things, where you may be too intense, maybe too much in fear. Moving from the body into the heart and high mind, finding compassion with yourself, with others, finding softness, vulnerability, and innocence. So there's two parts of this practice. The first part is a mudra. We're going to take our pointer finger and our thumb into a circle, keeping the shoulders down and back, keeping that nice tall spine. Don't do anything special with the pelvis, but lift the head and try and keep the ears over the shoulders over the hips over the feet. Just see how things fall into alignment. And then for centering, you can close your eyes if that feels good. You can stare at a drishti, something in front of you. You can hazy your eyes or do what fits your need. The idea is that you're able to go inward, to come in and down, to be in your body, connected to all your parts and your pieces. So go ahead and set your pose. And then closing your lips, bring air in through the nostrils, filling up the belly, and then exhaling out the nostrils. So do a few Ujjayi breaths. Inhale, exhale. For this particular practice, there is a special pranayama breath. It is a triangular breath. The goal is to have an equal count on your inhale, and then you're going to hold for that equal count, and then you're going to exhale for that equal count. Don't want to stress. You don't want to make this hard. You can intuit it if you don't like to count. The goal is to elongate the inhale, the hold, and the exhale. But don't worry about that if you've never done it before. So maybe your count is 4 or 5 or 6. Maybe you use no count at all. So with your fingers touching lightly, notice if you were gripping, just let them be light. Release the shoulders down and back. Feel your feet on the floor, your toes, the mounds, heels. Reach up tall through your crown and lower your fingertips towards the floor. And start your triangular pranayama breath. Inhaling, holding the breath, and then slowly letting the air come from the belly up through the back of the throat and out the nostrils. And inhale and hold and exhale. And inhale and hold and exhale. And let you find your own rhythm for just a few moments. Keep your rhythm. Feel your feet on the floor. Use your inhale to bring that awareness a little bit more into focus. All your parts, all your pieces. Increase that awareness on your hold. And on your exhale, release any tension that you might find between your brow and your face and your jaw. If you need to move, you can move. It's your practice. Find release, that surrender. This practice, this Kundalini breath we do for 2 minutes. Inhale awareness, hold into awakeness, and exhale into that surrender, surrender into the one, union with your body, your mind, and your heart. Keep your breath going, release your mudra, bring your hands into a prayer, bringing the heels, the palms, and the fingertips together. See if you can maintain your meditative state. And rest your thumbs at your third eye. Relax your shoulders, grow your crown. Bring your attention to that space behind your eyes, between your ears. Let your hands pressing together. Bring together the right and the left hemisphere of your mind. The yin and the yang, the knowledge and the knowing, the masculine and the feminine, the logic and intuition. Watch for the sensations that you feel that happen from an integrated mind. It allows space between you and your thoughts. It allows you to be an observer of yourself, perfect for your practice. helping you to not do too much, not do too little. Presence in your body, connection to your high mind. Let your hands drop to your heart, cross layer one over the other. Let your hands pressing on your chest bring you home, connecting you with yourself. At the core of our being, we are all made from unconditional love. Invite that love to bubble up with whatever is at your heart space, whatever you are dealing with in your heart. Just imagine that love coming up from inside of you until you feel it within yourself. Maybe it helps you to relax your shoulders, soften your knees, heavy your feet, lift your head, soften your face. Keep going with your triangular breath. Inhale, hold, exhale. Imagine a connection with your high heart. And with that connection, ask yourself, what do you need to bring into your consciousness, into your beliefs, into your perspectives, into your actions and your reactions as an intention for you today? What do you want to dedicate your practice to? At point 8, that might be innocence, vulnerability, compassion, or surrender, softness, awakeness, strength that you didn't know you had. When you've got your intention, slowly open your eyes if you had them closed, release your hands, separate your feet a little bit wider than we did the first time. Align the insides of the feet and poke the hip crease. Come halfway down, halfway lift with wide legs. Lay your hands on your thighs and practice blossoming through that anus and through the crown of your head. You can straighten your legs, but don't hyperextend your knees. Find your breath. Inhale and exhale through the nostrils. And on your next exhale, reach those hands down to the floor. And here, if you're just starting out, you might place your hands on a block. The goal here is to flatten and elongate the spine. If you can get your hands down to the floor, walk your fingertips out, roll your shoulders wide. Make sure you're hinging at your hips and lift your tailbone. Feel that stretch from your ankles up to your hips, across your back, and down your spine. Shake your head. Imagine you're dumping out more of that head trash, those thoughts, those beliefs, those actions, those habits that get in the way of you being at your best. Wherever you landed, you can soften your knees, walk your hands to the top of your mat, pivot at your feet. Maybe wiggle that right foot back, stack that left knee over the ankle, bring the crown of your head tall, and just pulse up and down. In a high, low lunge. Draw your shoulders out of your ears. Here, you might grab blocks, have them under your hands. That can give you a lot more space. And then drop that back knee down, uncurl the back toes, bring the hips forward, and walk up to your thigh. Roll your shoulders back. Arch your back just slightly, kiss the shoulder blades together, and lift your heart. Give your hips a nice big stretch. To come out, drop your hands down. If you know you want those blocks, take time to move them to the back of your mat. We're going to lift our back foot. Maybe you grab the blocks, walk around, place them on the back of your mat, and come into that wide leg forward fold again. Keep lifting through the sitting bones, widen across your upper back. Lengthen, feel the spine nice and long. And then walk to the back of your mat. Pivot on your feet, elongate through your spine. Nice little pulses. And then keep that knee stacked over the ankle, drop down the back knee, uncurl the back toes, walk up to your thigh. Arch your back, drop your shoulders, lift your gaze. Maybe you pulse here too, if you're tight and sitting all day. Just gently coming into our practice. Noticing how we are, how we're responding. And make your way back to that wide leg stance. And then if you feel okay, walk your hands underneath you, come into a forward fold, bringing the top of your head down, lifting your hips up, pull your belly button in, give your legs a little deeper stretch. Walk your hands to the front of your mat, pivot around, drop the back knee down, and then walk the left knee back in your in-box pose. Spread 10 fingers nice and wide. Place those hands under the outer shoulders, knees under the hips. Tuck the toes, pull the belly button in, and elongate the spine. So press back with the sitting bones. Reach forward with the crown. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Press into the arms and just hold. Drop the belly down, thread the heart forward. Look forward as you kiss your shoulders back. Take an inhale. This is cow. And then pull the belly button in, arch the back, bring the chin to the chest. This is cat. Inhale into cow. And exhale into cat. Don't collapse through your arms. Let the flow, the ongulation be from tailbone to crown. And then tailbone to crown. Just checking in. How does that feel? Maybe you go faster. Maybe you go slower. Maybe you do something organic that's different for you. Finish up your flow. Come back to box. Make sure you're high enough on your mat that you can step back with your right foot. Tuck those right toes. Draw the shoulders out of the ears. Pull the belly button in. Press back with that right heel. Give that heel, that calf, all the way to the back of the knee, up to the hip, a nice stretch. And then lift that right leg, level off the pelvis, and then lift up that left arm for sun dog. Press and reach. You're pressing out with your heel. You're reaching with your left fingers, pulling your belly button in. You're pressing into that right arm. You're not collapsing. You're feeling strong. Drop that left hand down. Bring that right knee out to the side, and then drop it to hover over the mat, and then lift it up. See if you can keep your pelvis level. You're moving at your hip. We're going to do 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold that knee out and just make some circles. So it doesn't matter which direction. We're going to do 6, 5, waking up the hip, 4, 3, 2, 1. Circle the other way. Keep your arms straight. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 6 more little lifts, fire hydrants. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop that knee down, tuck the toes, stack them underneath your hips. Come down to your forearms. Bring your hands into a prayer mudra, cross your thumbs. Walk your knees back, bring your head forward, pull your belly button in, and then lift up that right leg with a bent knee. Foot is parallel with the ceiling, and just pulse that foot up and down for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop it back down. Come back up onto your hands. Set your knees. Sit back on your heels. You can stay here if your toes are a little tender, or you can come and sit on your heels. Bring the back of your hands together. Give them a nice little stretch. Take your shoulders out of your ears. Grow your crown tall. Maybe do a little rotation here. Take your mind off of stretching your toes. Keep breathing in and out through the nostrils. And then come back to box. Step back with the left foot. Check your hands, check your hips, check your chin is out of your chest, your shoulders out of your ears. Press back with that left heel. Pull your belly button in. Feel the stretch. Lift that left leg, lift the right arm. Find sun dog. Level off your hips, your shoulders. Press into that left arm. Get long through your crown. And breathe. And breathe. Drop that right hand down, sweep that left knee out to the side and lower down and lift up. Keep the hips level. We're gonna do 6, 5, 4, 3. Don't let your arms collapse. 2, 1. You know where we're going from here? Make circles. Doesn't matter which way. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back it up. These are building muscles around that hip joint. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 6 more lifts. Fire hydrant. Keep the hips parallel. Pull the belly button in. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop that knee down. Keep the toes tucked. Come down to your forearms. Dolphin plank arms. Maybe you walk your knees back just a little bit. Bring your head forward. Draw your shoulders out of your ears. Keep your chin out of your chest. Then lift up that bent left foot. Bottom of the foot's reaching for the ceiling. Working those glutes for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop that knee down. Separate your knees. Bring your big toe mounds together. Bring your hips to your heels. Invite your chest and your forehead down to the mat. If they don't make it, grab some blocks. Bring the floor to you. If it works for you, bring those pair of hands over your head. Relax your shoulders. Heavy the armpits down to the floor. Take some breaths and think about your intention. Imagine it infused in your beliefs, and your perspectives, your expressions, your actions, and your reactions. On your next exhale, lower those hands down to the floor. Take a stretch. Elongate from tailbone to fingertips, and then walk your hands over to the right. Press that left hip away and feel that oblique stretch down the left side. So we woke that up earlier, maybe noticing where's your edge. So we're not forcing, we're explorers in yoga. Sink into your stretch. Find center again, elongate. And then go over to the left, press that right hip away, stretch through the right side. Maybe you pulse here, maybe you hold here. What is your body whispering to you? What does it want to do? And we're not connecting with our ego, we're truly connecting with our body intelligence. Walk back to center and back up into box. Knees under hips, toes tucked, hands under shoulders, fingers wide, belly button pulled in, shoulders drawn back. Sun dog, right arm, left leg, lift it up, press it out, stay tall. If you want more, bring it out at a 45 or a 90 and hold, and hold, and hold. Right hand's going to drop down. That left foot's going to come out to the left. So you may have it straight out from your hips, or you may be able to get it up equal with your hand. Untuck those right toes, sink your hips back, flatten your back, kiss your shoulder blades, and bring your head forward. Nice big stretch. You're pressing that left foot flat into the floor, feeling that nice stretch. And breathe, and breathe, and breathe. We're going to come into lizard's pose next. So heel and toe that left foot so that the heel of the foot comes behind the heel of the hand. Reset your hands, slide back that right knee, and then glue that left knee to your shoulder as you elongate your neck by drawing your shoulders down and back. Grow through your crown and shine your heart. Say something nice to yourself. You're stretching that right hip. And breathe. And breathe. Exhale, come back to box. We're going to do the other side. So right leg steps back. Left toes are tucked. Left arm stretches forward. You come into that sun dog. Press into the right arm. Don't collapse. Level your shoulders and your hips. If you like more, 45 or 90. 3 breaths. Hold. And breathe. Nice, soft breath. Say something nice to yourself. Exhale that left hand down. Sweep that right foot where it's right for you. Untuck the left toes. Sweep the hips back. Grow through the crown. Press that right foot into the floor and find your stretch. Breathe. And breathe. And breathe. Lizard's pose. Heel and toe that foot in. Reset your hands. Slide the knee back. Tuck the right knee into the shoulder. Shine your heart by drawing the shoulder blades together, bringing the heart through. Look forward if you can. You can also look down if that's too much for you. And breathe. And breathe. And breathe. Back to box pose. Tuck your toes. Keep your knees right under your hips. Bring your hips back to your heels. slide your hands forward. Lower your armpits to the mat. Lengthen through your crown. Don't tuck your chin. Keep the crown of the head reaching long. Feel your behind the back of your shoulders widen. We're going to bring everything forward. And maybe you stay high here. Your back is bothering you. Work across the chest and the arms. You can bend your elbows, or you can drop your hips down and lift your heart up. A little modified up dog. Breathe and breathe. Exhale, float it back. Devotional child's pose, elongate it out. Widen across the upper back. Take 3 breaths. And then bring it forward. And walk your knees back. Drop your hips down. Drop your elbows down. Come into a Sphinx pose. So the forearms are on the mat. 10 fingers spread wide. Pick up your legs and roll the flesh to the outer edge. Heavy your hips. This is a stretch for the low back. Press into your elbows and thread your heart forward. So again, you can be looking down or challenge yourself, look forward. Keep lifting through the elbows, through the crown of the head, and breathe and breathe. Tops of the feet are on the mat. You can widen them. If you have pain, you can walk them closer together for a bigger challenge. You can challenge yourself by sliding your hands towards you, coming up into that up dog, threading the heart, loosening the glutes, softening the face, and breathe and breathe. Push back to child's pose. Bring it forward, your choice of how you do that. And then back, we're gonna flow 6 times. Inhale, exhale. Maybe you're going slower than me. Maybe you're going faster. If this is all too slow for you, go into up dog and down dog. I didn't count. So 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Bring it forward. Drop your belly, your chest down. Hands are on either side of your shoulders. Draw your elbows down and back. Hover your face. Elongate through your crown. Lift up your legs. Roll the flesh. Heavy the tops of your feet. Press into the tops of your feet and lift your knees. Drawing the elbows back. Bring your attention to your low back and jelly your glutes. Don't let your glutes do the work here. Cobra pose. If you want more, float your heart and your hands. Keep the elbows reaching back. Keep the glutes soft. And breathe. And breathe. And breathe. Exhale those hands down, the knees down. Press back into box. Tuck your toes. Exhale into our first downward facing dog. Wide feet's gonna make this easier. Hands situated as wide as your shoulders. 10 fingers spread wide. Bend your knees. Wag your tail. Stretch the heels, the bottoms of your feet, your calves. Come to still up on your toes. Lift your hips and flatten your back. Bring your ears in between your upper arms and then slowly lower those feet down. Big stretch for the back of the feet. The calves directly affect your low back. We want them to stay nice and stretched. The back of your knees, your hamstrings. Pull your belly button in, lift those hips higher. Widen across your upper back. If your wrists are hurting you, come up onto the ball of your hand. Shake your head, dump out that head trash. Say something nice to yourself. Take 3 more breaths. Blood rushing to your head, your teeth, your gums, your pineal, making your cheeks rosy. When you're ready, walk your hands to your feet, bend your knees, widen your feet if you need to. Find that forward fold, grab your elbows, ragdoll. Lift your hips. Make sure your belly's touching your thigh to protect your low back. Lower your elbows down, lift your hips up, straighten your legs as much as your body says is okay. Release your hands down to the floor, make those fists, bend your knees, contract your abs, roll up 1 vertebra at a time. Sweep the arms up and come into salute. Feel everything stacked. Nice and tall, relax your shoulders. On your exhale, crescent over to the right. Drop that right hand down. Take your gaze over that left armpit. Roll that left shoulder back. Deepen in to the side bend. Inhale, both right hand up. Exhale over to the left. Left hand slides down the body. Roll your gaze up. Breathe and breathe. Inhale up. Pull your belly button in, bend your knees, splay your arms, kiss your shoulder blades, open your hands. It's a swan dive. We're going to imagine that intention is shining out from us. We're receiving the support that we need. On your next exhale, hinge at your hips, find your way down to your mat. And then inhale into a halfway lift, paralleling the body with the mat, letting the fingertips fall where they will. Sag your belly and kiss your shoulder blades. Big stretch for those hamstrings, the back of the hips. Breathe and breathe. Exhale, forward fold, make the fist. Inhale up. And grab a drink. For balance, we want to stay nice and hydrated. So make sure that you have water. Always take breaks when you need to. And then find your way back to that mountain. Use the measure with your foot. Parallel the outsides. Zip up the spine. Roll the shoulders back and down. For balance, you might want to hold on to something. You might want to do this against a wall or have a chair. So think about what you need. We're going to balance on our left foot. So find a drishti, something to stare upon, ignite the core, keep the shoulders down and back, the neck nice and long, come onto the left foot, up on the right toes, level your hips. So if you're not holding on to a wall, maybe hold on to your hips, lift your leg up enough that you can rotate the ankle one direction and then the other. Anytime you need to, you can drop that foot down or challenge yourself and bring the movement into the knee. One direction and then the other. And breathe and balance. Have humor with yourself. Challenge, bring it into your hip. Make circles. One direction and then the other. Come on out. Set your mountain. Weight into your right foot. Relax your shoulders. Come up onto your toes. Level your hips. Ankle circles. Knee circles. Hip circles. When you're done, come to the top of your mat, or you can come to a wall. If your balance is challenged, set your mountain pose. We're going to work the glutes and the hamstrings, both support that back and your hips. So find your mountain, find your dristi, relax your shoulders, tune in, tap into your breath, weight into your left foot, step back with your right foot, soften that left knee, lift up that right leg, and pulse it for 10, 9, feel that contraction in the glute, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can take a break or go right into the next one, bending the knee, bringing that heel to the buttocks for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set up for the other side. Find your mountain. Keep your time. Find your breath. Weight into the right foot. Step back with the left. Maybe hold your hips. Lift that left leg and pulse it. 10, 9, soft right knee. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a break or come right into taking the heel to the booty for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to mountain. Weight into the left foot, step back with the right foot, warrior 1. So camp that back foot, heel to heel, square the hips, square the shoulders, bend the knee, stack that left knee, don't let it splay out or in, stack it right over your toes. And then sweep your arms up, steeple your fingers, and lift your heart. So that little back bend again. We're going to take the right hand, break it down, bring it behind us, and lift our heart a little higher. Drop your shoulders out of your ears. And then windmill down to the mat. Drop that back knee down. Come into the lizard's pose, heel and toeing that left foot out. Bring the hips forward, set your hands, uncurl those right toes. Splay that left knee out. Here you might add blocks under your hands to bring you higher. See how that feels. Or you may be guided to come down lower onto your forearms. No right, no wrong. Just come into the hip stretch. Keep your chin out of your chest. And breathe. And breathe. We're going to add a twist here for the low back. So whether you're on your hands or your elbow, bring your left hand to your left knee. Roll that left shoulder back. Look over that left shoulder and stretch your eyeballs. Look behind you. So as we age, that field of vision gets smaller. You can add on by sweeping into a half bind, deepening the stretch. And breathe. Get your shoulders out of your ears. And breathe. And breathe. Make your way back to box pose. And exhale up to dog. Drop your heels, set your feet. Lift your hips, widen across your upper back. Lengthen through your crown and your tailbone. Keep that left foot planted. Lift up the right leg. Keep your shoulders square. So this is 1, 2, stack the hips, bend the knee. Don't let that right shoulder come up. Press into that left foot and lift up. Breathe and breathe. Sweep that right foot forward. Step it in between your thumbs. And then step the left foot forward. Forward fold. Ragdoll if you like, or hold your heels. Breathe and breathe. Maybe wrap your hands around your calves for a deeper stretch. Shake your head, dump out the head trash. When you're ready, release, make the fist. Inhale up. Sweep the arms up. Bend the knees, lay the arms, find that swan dive, lift your heart, shine your light. And then forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Drop the belly, kiss the shoulder blades. Exhale, forward fold. Roll up. Step back with the left foot. Warrior 1. Square your shoulders, square your hips, widen your stance, stack your knee, grow through your crown. Sweep the arms up, steeple, exalt. This is all about finding your inner strength, the relationship with yourself. Breathe and breathe. Hold. You're lowering, you're lifting. Let that left hand come behind and lift the heart a little higher. Windmill down. Drop the back knee. Come into lizard. So set up for success. That left knee's way back. We're gonna roll on to the outer edge of the foot. You may wanna go higher, may wanna go lower. You may just take a moment to draw the shoulders back, keep the gaze forward. Feel the stretch. Make adjustments to meet your needs. Find the twist. Right hand to the right knee, and look over and behind you. Stretch your eyeballs. Now find, if you like a little more, splay that right knee. Make your way out and down onto your belly. Bring your hands above your head. Lift up your legs, roll the flesh to the outer edge, walk your toe mounds together if that feels okay. Lift up left arm, right leg, shoulders out of the ears. Grow long and tall, and breathe and breathe. And lower down, other side, left leg, right arm, and breathe and breathe. Lower down. Bring those hands on either side of your chest. Push back into child's pose. Opposite stretch. Inhale, come forward and down. Take your arms out to the side, bring your left ear to the mat, roll your shoulders away. Lift up your legs, roll the flesh. Bend that right knee, lift it. Press your heel towards the ceiling for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Half frog. Bring that right knee to your right elbow. Flex your right foot. So the foot is flexed. Bring it out to the side and relax that right hip to the mat. So make sure your shoulders aren't in your ears. Slow your breath. Say something nice to yourself. Think about how wonderful it will be to have that intention woven in to every cell of your being. And then take your right fingertips, slide them on the floor. The elbow comes to the ceiling. Roll on to your left hip. Lift up that right leg. If that's too much, you can bend it and drop it behind you. You're stretching that left front shoulder. Make sure your head's on the mat. Make sure that left arm is straight out from your body. You can stay here using this right hand to either increase or lessen. You can lift this right hand up. Kiss your shoulder blades. You can look up. You can bend your knee, grab the top of your foot, and find a quad stretch. So your yoga, your level, breathe and breathe and breathe. Find your way out, back in to arms overhead. From here, you can do one arm and one foot, or you can challenge yourself and lift up all four appendages. Keep your shoulders out of your ears. You can flutter if you like, or you can just hold. Breathe. Your glutes are involved here. Keep lifting to challenge yourself. If you did one side, do the other. Breathe and breathe and breathe. When you feel even, take the arms out, turn the head, lift the legs, roll the flesh, rest the ear, draw the shoulders down and back, bend your left foot, lift that thigh off of the ground, and start to pulse it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sweep that knee to the elbow, flex the foot, rest the ear, rest the shoulders. Open your fingers, your palms, rest them down on the ground. Make sure this right arm is straight out. When you're ready, slide that left arm to you. Roll on to the right side, lift up that left leg. Keep your head rested. Find your edge here. You can always bend the knee, drop it, or add on. Splay back. Grab your foot, kick out. Back is arched. Mind is open. Throat is open. Heart is open. Quad is open. Breathe and breathe and breathe. I have to lift my head up because of my headset, but make sure your head is rested. Make your way out and roll onto your back. Bring your thighs into your belly. Wrap your hands around your shin. Rock side to side. Come to still. Extend that left leg long. Point the toe. Bring your hands around your right shin. Contract your abs and slowly lower that left leg down to the mat. Then tuck the right toe behind the left thigh. Roll on to your left side. Use this left hand to either hold up or coax down. Extend the right arm out. Look over it. Melt into your pose. Surrender into your pose. Think about point 8. It's the point of surrender. Find innocence, vulnerability. Where can you go? There's no performing. There's no force. No trying to make things happen. You're soft. You're melting across your back, across your face. Melt that right elbow, that right shoulder. And then if it feels okay, cactus that right arm. Open the 5 fingers so you have a wide spread in between your index. Breathe and breathe and breathe. Lift up that right arm and roll onto your left side, catching your head with your forearm. Bring your knees together, your thighs parallel with the top of your mat. Take your hand, roll your hip back, stack your toes, and then open and close. These are called clamshells. Again, working those muscles around the hips and for the low back. You're going to do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And keep that hip rolled back, that core engaged. Separate your knees and make some circles. So if it feels okay, straighten your leg for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back it up. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll back onto your back. Bring your feet up to the ceiling. Bring your hands up to the ceiling. Separate your feet and your hands and just make circles. It's called dead bug. And then come to still. Bend your knees at a 90-degree. Pull your belly button down to press into the mat. Cross your right knee over your left, tuck your toe behind your ankle, take your right elbow under your left, bring your elbows above your face, press your low back into the mat. So this is 1, 2, float your shoulders, keep your chin out of your chest, keep pressing up those elbows. 3 is crunch. So make your choice. We're going to hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on out into the little ball. And then roll on to your right side. Touch your head. Stack your knees. Parallel your thighs with the top of your mat. Take your hand, roll your hip back, contract your abs. Keep your toe mounts touch and open and close for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll onto your back into a little ball. Release your right leg, point the toe to the ceiling, bring that left thigh into the belly, take your shoulders out of the ears, contract your abs, and lower that right leg down slow as you can. Tuck the left toes behind the right thigh, roll onto your right hip. Extend that left arm out, glue that shoulder down, turn your gaze over to the left. Use your right hand to hold up or coax down. Come into the twist. Take your shoulders out of your ears. Once you've got all melted in, cactus that left arm, bring the stretch into the shoulder. And breathe. And breathe. And breathe. Go back onto your right side for more clamshells. Set up for success. Ignite the core. And open and close. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on to your back and into dead bug. Glue your belly button to the floor while you rotate your ankles and your wrist. Keep it glued. Bend the knees. Cross the right knee over the top. Tuck. Right elbow underneath. Glue your belly button to your spine. Draw your knees towards your elbow. That's 1, 2. Float your shoulders. 3. Pulse. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on out. Roll up to seated. Grab a drink. Got a little bit more to do, and then we'll savasana. Say something nice to yourself. Come on to all fours. So we stretch the back of our shoulders. We need to stretch them the other way. So set your blocks. Roll your crown. Flatten out through your back. So feel that pelvis nice and flat. Pull your belly button in. Sweep your left arm up and look up at it. Stretch your eyeballs. Wiggle your fingers. Breathe. And then thread that left arm underneath the right armpit. Lay your head down. Press into your right hand. Nice little twist. And a nice stretch for the upper back on the left side. Breathe. And breathe. There's lots of places to go here. You can step back with that right foot. Contract your abs. You can lift that right leg up. Stack your hips. You can lift your right arm up. You can quad stretch. So find your pose. Breathe into it. Wherever you landed, come on out gently, lovingly, no competition. Set your box. Flow into some organic movement or cat and cow. Feel your spine. Be grateful for your body parts. And then let's do the other side. So flatten out, press those sitting bones back, press into the arms, long through the spine. And then lift up that right arm. Look up, wiggle the fingers, put your belly button in, and then thread it through, drop it down. Press into the left hand. Maybe you stay right here enjoying the stretch across your upper back. Maybe you step back with the left foot, stack your hip, roll that top hip back. Maybe you lift your leg to find that hold. Maybe you lift your arm. Maybe you grab your foot. Find your pose. Breathe and breathe. No competition. This is yoga where you find yourself. There's always add-ons because you're always going to get better the more you do it. 5 days a week, you're going to make a big difference in your body. Make your way out and come to seated. Try hero's pose. So you can take blocks, tuck them underneath your backside. You're on your knees. That's a modified hero. You don't need the blocks. You can sit on your heels, stretching the top of your feet. If you have more space, you can take your heels out, sit on the floor. So find your pose. If you have the space, walk your hands back. Push your shoulder blades together, lift your heart. That's one. If you want a bigger stretch, walk down to your elbows, stretching those quads. Don't shank your neck. Keep your head nice and tall. If you have lots of space, you can lay down on the floor. Keep your knees on the floor. Stretch the top of your quads. Ready? Come on out. Come into easy seated pose with the right shin in front, the left foot, the left heel close to the groin. Heel away the flesh. Draw the shoulders back, lift the crown. Sweep the arms up. Take a twist to the right, left hand to right knee. Keep your hips facing forward. Twist at your shoulders. Your twist might be different than mine. You might be just a little bit. You might be deeper. Keep your shoulders drawn down. Keep your crown tall. Stretch your eyeballs. Expand that field of vision. Breathe and breathe. Keep this left hand on the right knee. Sweep the right hand up and over. You might lift your knees. That's okay. Arch your back, like that cat pose. Drop your chin, then drop your knees. Feel that stretch across the back of your heart. And breathe and breathe. Say something nice to yourself. And release. Poke your hip crease. Fold forward. So here you might be using a block. You might not need the block. You're creasing at the hip crease. You're pressing your sitting bones down, drawing your shoulders back. You're bowing your heart in humility down to the mat. You're lengthening through the crown, softening your face. Walk your hands to the right and stretch through that left oblique. Slide those left fingertips long. Keep that left hip rooted so it's not lifting off of the mat. You're stretching. Make your way out. Peel away the flesh. Reestablish the length. Sweep the arms up. Twist to the left. Keep that right hip planted. Hip square. Look over that left shoulder, drop the shoulders, grow the crown, stretch the eyeballs. Keep that broad view. Right hand's gonna stay where it is. Left hand's gonna sweep up and over. Knees might lift, arch the back, drop the chin, drop the knees, feel the stretch. Release the knees, poke the hip crease, bow the heart. Use what you need in the way of props. Stretching that hip, stretching the back, maybe stretching the ego. Keep those hips planted, that crown reaching tall. Winding down our practice. Walk your hands to the left. Reach long through that right hand. Keep that right hip rooted down into the mat. Keep your chin out of your chest. Breathe and breathe. Make your way out and up. So here you might want to layer your clothes. You might want to grab props, something to place underneath your low back or underneath your head. You'll find different variations I offer for each class. And then you can roll down from boat pose, knees bent. Maybe you keep your hands behind your thighs as you roll down. Maybe you reach your arms out as you roll down. Maybe you lift your shins up, keep your shoulders down, ground tall. Find your way onto your back. When you get there, come into a little ball. Release the left leg, bring the right thigh into the belly, wind removing pose. And then knee into the armpit. And here you might grab your foot and just rock back and forth, or you may take your right elbow, tuck it underneath your calf, and bring your shin across your body. Keep your shoulders out of your ears. Big stretch. Maybe you're closing your eyes. Maybe you're hazing your stare, finding your breath. Make your way back into that little ball. We'll do the other side. Right leg releases, floats down to the floor. Left thigh comes into the belly. Great for digestion, elimination. And then slide the knee into the armpit. Maybe you rock. Maybe you cradle that shin across your body. Breathe and breathe. Relax your shoulders. Find the back of your head. Lengthen your neck wherever you landed. Say something nice to yourself. And come back into that little ball. And drop your feet down. So if your back is sensitive, you might have something rolled like I do under the low back. You might walk your feet wide. You might grab a block or a ball, place it between your knees. It's called teepee knees. So that may be your savasana, or maybe you extend your legs, flop your feet out to the side, take your arms out at that 45-degree angle, lengthen your neck, find the back of your head. Maybe you take a moment to add an eye pillow or something over your eyes. Maybe you take a moment to bring something under your knees. Maybe a blanket over the top of you. This is a time for you to ask yourself, what do I need to practice self-care? To tune in, tap into your body, to find the surrender. That's the Savasana pose. We come in to it consciously, kindly, compassionately. When you've got your pose set, rest your hands, open all 10 fingers, and then bring that pointer finger and the thumb together. Relax your shoulders, heavy the back of your head. Soften the space between your brow. Maybe you've closed your eyes, covered your eyes, or maybe you're find that drishti. What helps you? We're all unique to go within. So we end with another centering in our Savasana, practicing that Kundalini breath for point 8. We're going to do all 9 points, but this is where we are today. We're on day 26 of 40. So tune in for the other 8 practices or come to the live class. Find that triangular breath. Breathe in awareness. Hold and awaken. Exhale, release, surrender. Flow, inhale, hold, and exhale. Inhale, compassion, innocence, vulnerability, softness. Hold, awaken to the high of point 8, the awakened 8. And exhale all that blocks it, control, anger, vengeance. Keep going. Surrender, surrender your feet, surrender your legs, surrender your hips. Soften your belly. Melt across your upper back, down your arms. Let your touch of your pointer finger and your thumb soften. Melt your 3 other fingers. Rest your tongue. Soften your face, your jaw, your cheeks. Keep your pranayama, triangular breath going. Notice the sensations in the body, attention in the mind. Love that you are at the core of your being. What if you knew that? How would that change you if you were love? This practice is done for 40 days, for 2 minutes a day. You got yours in today. Mudra, the pranayama, triangular breath. inviting in softness, compassion, vulnerability, and innocence, which allow for us to be truly in our power. So our time is up. We're going to come out to release the mudra, bring our hands up overhead, bring our feet together. You may always stay in your savasana longer if you need to, or if you just want to gift yourself, or just take a nice big stretch, arch your back, and then walk your heels towards you. Roll on to your one side, doesn't matter. Touch your head with your forearm and place something in between your knees. So maybe a block, maybe a ball, maybe your fist. Draw your thighs towards you. Look down at whatever is between your knees. You just gifted yourself something to protect your low back, your hips. Nice way to sleep at night if you're a side sleeper. Give gratitude for what you could do today, for this time you gave yourself in practice. Feel the support. Expand the support with kind thoughts, kind expressions, kindness in your beliefs, kindness in your perceptions, kindness in your actions for yourself, kindness in your reactions with others. Slowly make your way up to a favorite seated pose. So you might do easy seated, you might do hero's pose, you might do lotus pose. Whatever you choose, zip up your spine, relax your shoulders, bring your hands to a prayer mudra, grow your crown tall, and then open your arms, kiss your shoulder blades, feel that love shining out from the core of your being for yourself. When you have love for yourself, you're able to truly show up with love for others. We're going to wrap our arms, right arm over top, around the back, drop the chin, give yourself a hug. Inhale, open wide again, ungulate the back. And the left hand over top, right hand underneath. Maybe you say, I love you, and feel it from the inside out. Slide your hands into a prayer mudra. Sit up nice and tall. Maybe move your neck. We didn't do any neck stretches today. And then bow your nose to your fingertips. Imagine a world where we see the light in ourselves, and then we see the light in each other, bringing more light to any darkness. Namaste. Thanks for practicing with me today. Reach out to me if you have any questions, any comments. Maybe see you Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday, 10 a.m. Colorado time. Classes are an hour and a half long. Thursday and Friday at 4:30. So thanks for being here.